Yes, I'd like to know how would you address pay equity amongst, gender and racial lines? How would you address that?
Well, again, because, we getting paid a lot less in all facets, right? So, and when I say we, I mean the Black community. It goes back into forming those relationships with the legislator. Again, I cannot enforce an increase in wages. However, I can ensure that the data is correct. I can ensure that the voices are heard. I can ensure that the stories are being told. I can ensure that when wage theft is happening, that we enforce laws that have real serious penalties and consequences for these employers. So those are the things I can do. I can't say, oh, you need to be paying this to a person. However, I can say, oh, you did not meet the requirements for this, and this is illegal, and now you have to pay this fine, or you have to shut down, or you have to close. There is general counsel as part of the labor commissioner cabinet. You don't have to be an attorney to have this position because you have an attorney on your cabinet for this position who does that, and that's their actual job. So being able to have a person who can enforce it, but having a leader who would make sure that the laws get enforced and make sure that that happens is very important.
One
Okay.
other question.
Oh, go
One
ahead,
other
Bob.
question.
Yeah.
I want to ask as well.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to
Please.
know, and I know you don't have the enforcement power to do this, but regarding access to grants for small businesses in the state, is that something in your department? Is that something you have a position of influence on? Is that
Um,
something that the labor commissioner would be able to speak to the governor about?
let's say as elected official, you have influence on everything. So let's not even play that game, right? You're elected official, so you have influence over everything. While I cannot directly enforce grants for small businesses, that is something that I can use my relationships, my influence, my expertise, my education, my background to ensure that they're getting there. And again, also letting the small business know that they exist. There's a lot of programs that are happening in this state for not just employees, but also our small businesses, and they don't know it exists. And that's intentional. We've been under 20 years of
Yeah.
Republican rule, making sure that, Georgia's number one in business for the people they want Georgia to be the number one in business for. That changes when I'm in office.